Some tips on tipping. In this lesson we're going to look at what tipping is and how I approach the job. So we talk about tipping all the time in varnish. It's a term that everybody uses. Do you roll and tip? Do you tip your varnish? And in short, it is basically the final pass, the final go over the area before you walk away and leave it to do that all important flow out. So tipping is nearly always done with a brush. It tends to usually follow on from a roller process. So most people would roll varnish onto the surface and then tip it out with a brush. This is usually a good way to even out the texture that is laid in place with a roller. One of the major factors of it as well is to get the bubbles out of the surface with a roller. So as we saw in the product section of the course, when you roll out a good quality varnish in good conditions, all of those bubbles and that texture will still flow out and you'll still get a nice finish. But tipping is really a way to help the varnish along with that and accelerate the flowing out process. Basically get the varnish into a better state before you leave it to flow out. So you're only going to continue to improve the finish that you get then. The more you can do to get that varnish good as quickly as possible, the better chance it's going to have of getting a good finish. And that is particularly the case in less than ideal conditions where you might have a little bit less flow out time in the varnish, so the better you can get it in the first instance, the better it's going to be. So I'm just going to roll a small section on here and then I'm going to tip it and I'll show you the practice for doing that. So the idea with tipping is to try and feather both ends of the section that you're working in, as well as smooth out all of the bumps and bubbles that are in the main body of the section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll up to this section here, and then when I start to tip, I'll actually start in the dry section and I'll come into the wet varnish, through and then out. And what that does is that feathers out this leading edge, which means that if I've got a big area to do and I don't get back around to doing this section very quickly, it reduces the chances of me having a hard line here. If this is feathered out, then it's going to blend more nicely into the next section. It's fine on a small piece like this, but when you're doing a whole boat and you might be rushing to try and get around the surface, that type of thing will really come into play. And we'll look at the practice for doing this on a whole boat in just a second. But I thought I'd show you a close-up first. So we're going to roll this on. And actually the epifanes is so good at flowing out that we do get very few bubbles in there in the first instance. So we'll do that small section and then we're over to the brush. So we're going to start in the dry section and come through and then just lift as we come out the other side. Try and overlap the brush slightly by probably at least a third. If you're doing a big area, then you really want to be using a much wider brush for this. And you want to be at quite a steep angle with the brush. So probably, I would say between sort of 10 degrees and 30 degrees off of vertical. And sort of put quite a bit of pressure on the bristles, so you're pushing the bristles down into the surface and then bending the brush back against them, so you've got this curve here and quite a bit of force against the varnish. So there we go. You always want to do this in the direction of the wood grain and aim to really just do one pass over the surface, feather out this leading edge, and if you've got a second edge on this side, also feather that out as well. So now what we'll do is I'll roll the next section. And hopefully you can see the difference in the roller texture that comes straight off the roller versus the brush texture. It's much smoother and the lines are in the direction of the wood grain. So it just helps to give an even better finish to flow out. So now we're going to tip this section and we're going to start. We always go from the new section into the old existing section. So we're going to come along there. And then when we get to the new section, we're just going to lift that brush up. So again, you're aiming to feather that edge out. You don't want to just stop with the brush. If I do that, I'll show you. You stop with the brush, you get this mark here, which is going to show up. Unless you've got really good flow out conditions, that's always going to leave a visible mark. So you want to come along and lightly lift that brush as you come away from the surface. And you'll feel with the brush that it gets heavier as you get to the varnish that's already been on there a little while. That's starting to set up, so you'll feel the resistance increase, because there are times when it's quite difficult to tell where that first layer was. So as you feel that increase, just go a little bit further and then lift and feather out. Okay, so that's an up close shot of what we do during the tipping process. Let's take a look at how that applies to actually doing a boat. So here you can see a boat that I'm working on and using the roller and brush tipping method. So I've rolled this first section on and now I'm starting to tip. You can see I'm using quite a wide brush for this. So this is a 4-inch Purdy brush, which just helps me to tip this large flat area nice and quickly and efficiently, and get the varnish on as quickly as I can. So I start by rolling the section. When I'm rolling something like this, I'll typically work in an area that's maybe 3 to 4 rollers width at a time. So it keeps the area nice and small, and it means that I can get it applied and tipped and then move on to the next section before anything starts to set up or go tacky at all. By keeping the working area nice and small like this, it just takes the pressure off. It just allows you to work around the boat at a nice, calm, controlled pace and not be panicking about trying to get it on too quickly so that it's uncomfortable. So nice, comfortable working pace. As I say, generally about 3 to 4 rollers width on the surface. That's how I tend to sort of gauge things. So you'll see with the roller I'm starting to feather that back edge of the varnish a little bit. Instead of leaving that hard straight line across the boat, I'm then rollering in the direction of the boat fore and aft and just beginning to feather out that edge, which is what we talked about earlier as well, about just helping to feather out the starts and the ends of the section so there's no hard lines there that are going to remain in the finish. So then after the roller, I'm onto the brush. So these arrows show what I'm doing with the brush. They come down as I run the brush down the surface, and then as they scale up, that's when I'm lifting the brush off the surface. So you can see there I just picked out a little hair in the finish and then just re-tipped that section. So onto this section then, you can see where I'm starting with the brush, which is just in the dry side of the varnish, and then I'm finishing slightly into the first section that I rolled, and I'm just doing nice long passes with a slight overlap for each section, and then lifting the brush as I come into the new varnish. You can see on the start line there that the varnish is being feathered out even further. So we feather it out a little bit with the roller and then feather it out a bit more with the brush. It just helps to soften that line. There's another little bit there that I'm just picking out. So if you've got a hook out, anything like that, just re-tip that section again and even out that little mark that might be there. So now without the start and finish lines in place, you can see a bit more clearly what I'm doing. So I've got the brush at a nice high angle with the bristles bent backwards, and I'm just working from the dry section right through and slightly into the wet existing section on the first part. So I tend to work one side and then over to the other side, so we don't leave any wet edges open for too long. We'll talk more in depth about wet edges. There's going to be a lesson on that where we'll really cover this practice of working around the part to find the best route that works best for the process and gives you the best finish. But you'll see here that it's quite common that I sort of dot from one side of the boat to the next and try and not leave any one patch open for too long. So again, about 3 to 4 rollers width, working across the boat and then lengthways with the boat, just to help feather out that forward edge and just make sure the varnish is nicely evenly spread out across that whole area. Then I come round and I'll roll the other side. So you can see here that I'm holding the brush underneath the tray, so I can sort of jump from roller to brush back and forth nice and quickly. I tend to do this so that I don't have to put anything down as well, because you start putting stuff down on surfaces, you're potentially going to kick up dust or get some dust in the brush if you're not a bit careful about how you put it down. So I tend to work with both of them in my hand at the same time. And it's nice and quick and efficient, then I can just go from one to the next. So again, roll across the boat, then roll lengthways with the boat, finish up with the sides, and then it's over to the brush to tip. So you'll note I'm now going back to the first section that I rolled for tipping to try and get that done as quickly as possible before the second section. And same process again, just start slightly into the dry, work right through and then slightly into the wet. Just feeling with that brush where it starts to get a little bit heavier, because you'll notice here that it's quite difficult to see the difference between sections once they've been applied. So in that instance, you either want to be trying to just catch a reflection of it in the light so that you can see the different textures, or feel it with the brush. When it just starts to get a little bit heavier, that's when you're into the varnish that's been on there a bit longer. So there we go, there's a little example of how the tipping process actually looks on a boat, on a large surface, as well as a up-close look at what's really going on there. So that's the last lesson in this module. Up next, you've got a quick quiz just to refresh a few of the key points of this module. And in the next module, we're going to be starting to talk about building up coats. So I hope you found that video interesting and useful. That forms one of around 50 video lessons that are included in my online varnishing course. So if you're interested in learning the entire process, then click the card at the top of the screen or the link below this video to find out more information. Cheers guys.